Get ready, fight fans, because this week is exploding with news. We've got the UFC hitting London with massive matchups, including a featherweight showdown that has everyone talking. And then, a former teammate is calling out Colby Covington for a fight at the White House itself. Could we see a political showdown with major implications? Speaking of the White House card, we've got crucial clarification on whether those fights will actually count on professional records. Plus, we're diving deep into the latest on the legendary Jon Jones and his future in the octagon. We're breaking down all the biggest fights with expert predictions, giving you the inside scoop you need to stay ahead of the game. You do not want to miss this. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss a second.
Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLume 3-pack screen protector plus 3-pack camera lens protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
UFC London's featherweight main event, a deep dive into Murphy versus Evloev. This weekend, the O2 Arena in London is set to host UFC London, and while the card has its share of intriguing matchups, the undeniable centerpiece is the featherweight main event between Lerone Murphy and Movsar Evloev. This isn't just any fight. It's a clash between two of the very best 145-pounders in the world, a bout that many believe should have been for a title. It's the silver lining to an otherwise debated decision about Diego Lopes' title shot, offering fans a consolation prize of pure elite talent. Beyond the main event, the card features a mix of local fighters, some with exciting potential and others looking to make their mark. We're breaking down the entire main card, starting with the featherweight opener. Luke Riley, a young and explosive striker from Liverpool, faces off against Michael Aswell. Riley, despite showing areas for improvement in his UFC debut, demonstrated incredible power by securing a second-round knockout. Aswell, a year younger, brings solid boxing skills and has faced tough competition for his experience level. Both fighters have a penchant for knockouts, but Riley's explosive power and fluidity are expected to be the deciding factor. Next, in the welterweight division, the highly experienced Michael MVP Page, coming off impressive wins, takes on the powerful prospect Sam Patterson. Patterson, a significant threat with his wrestling and striking, will need to rely heavily on his grappling to overcome Page's notoriously tricky striking game. Despite Patterson's strengths, Page's ability to control distance and set traps makes this an uphill battle for the challenger. The light heavyweight bout sees the talented up-and-comer Iwo Baranowski, who boasts an undefeated record with all wins by stoppage, facing the durable but often outmatched Austin Lane. Baranowski's heavy hands and judo background present a significant challenge for Lane, whose durability has been a question mark. In the middleweight division, the dynamic striker Christian Leroy Duncan is favored against the veteran Roman Dolidze. While Dolidze is known for his dangerous bottom game, Duncan's fluid striking and improved defense are expected to be too much, potentially leading to a finish for the rising contender. Finally, the featherweight division features an exciting scrap between the undefeated Curtis Campbell and the well-rounded Danny Silva. Campbell's aggression and kicking game will be tested by Silva's strong boxing and ability to maintain a high pace. This fight is expected to be competitive, with Silva looking to overcome a potential deficit against a hometown favorite. Fans are buzzing about the main event, eagerly anticipating whether Murphy or Evloev will assert dominance. The undercard also promises fireworks, with many expecting explosive finishes. But what happens when the octagon door closes? We'll tell you. Next, a former teammate is calling out Colby Covington for a fight at the White House itself. White House showdown, Ponzinibbio calls out Covington. Get ready for some serious drama. UFC welterweight Santiago Ponzinibbio has thrown down the gauntlet, calling out his former American top-team teammate Colby Covington for a fight that could take place on hallowed ground, the White House lawn. With the UFC planning a historic event on June 14th, Covington has been vocal about wanting to be on the card, and Ponzinibbio is stepping up to the plate with a bold challenge. Ponzinibbio didn't hold back, stating, "I beat you up in the gym, and I can do it again at the White House." This personal jab comes as Covington has been linked to potential fights, including a hypothetical move down to welterweight to face Bo Nickel, who is already booked for the White House event. Ponzinibbio's message is clear. He's ready and willing to fight Covington anywhere, anytime, and especially if it means settling a score in such a high-profile setting. Colby Covington has been looking to rebound after consecutive losses, while Ponzinibbio is also seeking to get back on track after his last outing. This potential matchup adds a fascinating layer of intrigue to the White House card, pitting two fighters with a shared history against each other in a politically charged environment. Ponzinibbio is adamant that Covington is scared, but he's putting his name forward as the man to face him if he dares to step into the cage. Fans are already speculating about the trash talk and the intensity this fight would bring, especially with the added pressure of a White House venue. The question remains, will Covington accept the challenge from his former teammate? But will this historic fight even be officially recognized? We've got the details. Could a fight at the White House actually count on your professional record? UFC White House fights, sanctioned and official. Big news for fight fans and athletes alike. Concerns have been circulating about whether fights held at the UFC's upcoming event at the White House on June 14th would be officially recognized on professional records. Initial reports and statements from figures like Andrew Huff, head of the D.C. Combat Sports Commission, had raised questions about the event's sanctioning and oversight. However, the UFC has moved swiftly to clarify the situation, ensuring that all bouts on the UFC Freedom 250 card will be fully licensed and sanctioned. The Association of Boxing Commissions, ABC, a key body for standardizing and ensuring safety in combat sports across the U.S., will act as an independent third party to regulate the event. This arrangement addresses the need for proper oversight, especially given the unique location on federal property, which means a specific state athletic commission isn't required. ABC President Timothy Shipman has confirmed that the UFC is committed to maintaining the highest regulatory standards, assembling top-tier officials, and adhering to all medical and safety protocols. UFC executives Hunter Campbell and Mark Ratner will work closely with the ABC to manage all regulatory aspects. This clarification is crucial for athletes competing on the card, as it guarantees their performances will be officially logged in their professional fight histories. While some local commission concerns may linger, the UFC's commitment to working with the ABC provides a robust framework for a sanctioned and legitimate event. The confirmation that these fights will be officially recognized is a major relief for the athletes involved and ensures the integrity of the sport on this unprecedented platform. And speaking of fighters facing uncertainty, what's the latest on one of the GOATs? Is Jon Jones truly done, or does he still have the fire to compete? Joe Rogan, Jon Jones doesn't want to be done despite hip issues. Despite recent revelations about severe hip arthritis and the need for potential surgery, UFC legend Jon Jones is reportedly still driven to compete. This comes amidst a public back and forth with UFC CEO Dana White regarding Jones' potential participation in the upcoming White House card. Joe Rogan, speaking on his podcast, has offered insight into Jones' mindset, suggesting that the former two-division champion's desire to fight hasn't waned, even with his physical challenges. Rogan revealed that he even assisted Jones in receiving stem cell treatment for his hip, indicating a continued effort to manage the condition. While acknowledging the arthritis is a real issue that bothers Jones, Rogan firmly believes it's not severe enough to prevent him from fighting. He emphatically stated he doesn't want to be done, and praised Jones as the greatest of all time, period. This contradicts White's assertion that Jones' hip issues would likely lead to his retirement. Jones himself had expressed interest in competing on the June 14th White House card, but White downplayed the extent of any negotiations, citing Jones' hip ailment as a primary reason for his absence. Meanwhile, Alex Pereira, who vacated his light heavyweight title, is set to face Cyril Gane for an interim heavyweight title on the same card, leaving Jones out of the spotlight for now. Rogan's comments shed light on the internal conflict and Jones' enduring passion for the sport, suggesting that retirement is not his immediate plan. Fans are hopeful that Jones can overcome his physical obstacles and return to the octagon, given his status as one of the greatest fighters in MMA history. That's all the breaking news you need to know for now. But stick around, because we're about to hit you with a lightning round recap of all the top stories. And that's a wrap on today's explosive news. We saw UFC London heating up with a massive featherweight main event, Santiago Ponzinibbio throwing down a White House challenge to Colby Covington, confirmation that UFC White House fights will be officially sanctioned, and Joe Rogan insisting Jon Jones still has the fire to compete despite his hip issues. Don't miss a single update. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, drop a comment below telling us your biggest fight predictions, and follow us on all social media platforms for even more exclusive content. We'll see you next time.